Okay, so for those who don't know me, I am Jennifer Foster, and I work with Udoo and I create courses for Udoo. This is for clients that are looking for a range of courses. It can be orientation courses, it can be how-to videos, it can be pretty much anything, and I will be working on it. I work a lot in the Udoo authoring tool, and it's really nice to get this opportunity to work with many different clients because from working with so many different businesses and companies, I've had this chance to sort of distill what I've learned from creating their content, and now I can pass it off to you. With course creation, it is kind of formulaic. There is a formula, and you are going to see that in this webinar on building your own course. And we're just going to take a look at the polls and see. And we also have, don't let me forget, we have Maria in the corner here, if you can see her. She is also with you, too. And let's see if I have these polls here. So we have, how would you rate your confidence level when using ChatGPT? And we have, it's pretty much split across the board. It's about 20% for each. So there is a range of abilities here using ChatGPT. Some people feel very confident with a 5, and there's a few people that voted just a 1. How many AI tools do you typically incorporate into your daily tasks? And most are 1 to 2. So 1 to 2, 76% came in 1 to 2 AI tools in their daily task, 3 to 5. So there's a few with 3 to 5 and none with 5 plus. Well, I'm going to show you 5 tools today. So hopefully that will change for you. You'll have a whole new toolkit. All right. You can also, if you'd like, right now, just take a second and in the chat, why don't you just give your favorite AI tool? So, what is your favorite AI tool that you use every day? For me, it's ChatGPT. You will see how I use it throughout this webinar. Speechlo. Okay. I use Speechlo a little bit. I have a different narration tool that I'll show you today, but yeah, Speechlo could be a contender for sure. And ChatGPT is the only one I use. Okay, I mean, honestly, out of all of the AI tools that are out there, I think there might be 20,000 AI apps that have been created since December using OpenAI. So there is, if you see me with the hammer in on the screen here and I'm about to smash that gumball machine, it's sort of, that's how it feels like every day. I feel like every day I'm putting my quarter in and I'm turning the knob and out comes out another AI tool. Is this gonna be a good AI tool? Open it up, nope. Or yep. And there has been a few really great AI tools, especially these last few months. It's really been accelerated. A lot of promise and a lot of follow through from like Adobe, from Canva. There's a few really good AI tools in their apps. But let's see what we got here. Mostly, this is just kind of AI adoption. What does it look like across the population and what's being used? Millennials and Gen Z, anywhere from ages 10 to 48, most of the people in that age group are using AI tools, even 3 times more than in other generations. And then we have, popular AI tools, ChatGPT and Bing Chat. Well, actually, Bing Chat and ChatGPT they're one and the same almost. They use the same software, the same AI to produce results. So ChatGPT actually has Bing inside of their app now. So you have that opportunity to use the most current information. Looking at the stages of course creation, there I kind of just put them out into 4 stages: storyboarding, creating content, creating narration, and creating video. And so we have tools for each one of those stages. And one of the most excited ones I'm really looking forward to showing you today, and it's because the way you interact with it is Gamma for storyboarding. But how much faster is course creation with AI? Like how much faster could it actually be? Well, maybe I should just pause here. How much faster do you think it is to create a course with AI than without? What would be your best guess? Or what you hope would happen? I hope it makes me, 100 times faster at course creation. Sometimes the first time you sit down in front of ChatGPT, I mean, your mind just goes wild because you can't even imagine the content that you're getting once you prompt it, and it's sort of mind-blowing. And how much faster do you think? 5 times faster, Chris Carell. 10%, Gina. Okay. 10% is a pretty good that's still really good for increasing efficiency. We have Joan with 3 times faster. Oh, yeah. Monique, I can do it in at least 25% of the time. Okay, so there's some estimates that are saying that with AI and using it accordingly, like, in your workflow, you can make your course development 5 to 10 times faster. Now, I would say that I'm approaching about 5 times faster for sure. So, a course that used to take me 40 hours to do is taking me 8 hours. The thing is, though, with that time, I'm now using it to do more with my content. So, with course development, what a 40-hour course looked like before now looks very different. I have more videos in there. I plan out like more elaborate scenarios for the courses. I have time now to develop job aids, design infographic, engage stakeholders for just even more meaningful content, interviewing learning teams, engineering custom narration. All of this is really what's happening. So it's still taking me 40 hours, but it's because I'm making it even more engaging course for the client. And there's just so many more opportunities to offer just like really wow pieces in their courses. So, for example, with Kukuli Cafe, it's an indigenous cafe and it is in BC, Canada, and they have a franchise and they wanted to create a course library for their employees and for their franchises. And we used AI extensively in this because this is one of the newer projects that I'm working on. And we used AI for narration. We used ChatGPT to help us build scripts and help them generate content for their course. So if they were feeling stuck on like what kind of information they needed to provide, it was really easy for me to make a really good guess with ChatGPT, give them that guess, and then they could fill in or cross out what wasn't necessary in the script. So they getting content was so much easier to realize with subject matter experts and with clients because now they don't have to come with a blank slate or with just questions you can give them. How does this look as far as content? It just ended up with more time to make really great infographics, job aids that they could use within the restaurant. And then also Nurse Relief was another one we used AI with. They had a 30-minute training video and they needed to parse it down to a more manageable pieces that learners could go in and find directly. And so we used Descript to help us take that large video and turn it into a very polished 6 video series and 2 to 3 minutes long, some 60 seconds long, and it made it just so much easier for their learners to find the answers they were looking for instead of having to go through the 30-minute video. And then Godfather's Pizza was another really big hit with AI. They wanted their course content translated from English to Spanish. And this was back in December. So this is right when AI was taking off. I think the first time I ever prompted ChatGPT was somewhere in the end of November. So I certainly saw the wonder of it and the possibilities, but I didn't really couldn't hadn't put in my workflow yet. But as we did this project where we were translating their whole course library into Spanish, like every course back from, 4 or 5 years, we started off with using human translator, human narrator, and that was really good, but it was very slow. The first course with all the QA and all of the back and forth between the narrator and the translator, it took almost 2 months to finish the first course. And of course, as you probably know, of course, pun intended, actually not. But as you could probably imagine, with lining up all of the stakeholders and making sure that the workflow works nicely. So it does take a little longer for that first initial course to translate it. In this case, we decided somewhere in March that we would go ahead and try using AI for the narration. I was using 11 Labs. and it actually ended up being not so great. Like it wasn't as good as we were hoping it to be, and so we kind of kiboshed it. We said, okay, well, we'll just go back to square one. But then in April, this is how fast it's moving. In April, 11 Labs came out with multilingual narrators, and it sounded very professional. And so we ended up with the last 8 courses for Godfather's Pizza, creating it with AI narration. Let's take a look at Gamma. Gamma is a really great tool to use if you're really struggling with storyboarding. It is actually a presentation tool. And you may know that in Udoo, you can upload your PowerPoints and it turns it into HTML code. So you can have your PowerPoint right into Udoo and it turns into a SCORM course. You can put in assessments and quiz questions with Udoo. But for this presentation tool, the reason why I really like it is because the way that it prompts it. So I'm going to show you what that looks like. We're going to go into Gamma and we're going to go new with AI. And you'll see that you can either do a guided, you provide a topic and AI will generate an outline in first draft, or you can do a text to deck. So you can put your whole text, your Word document in there, and it will give you a presentation. So let's do the guided. So hi, Jennifer, I'm your AI design partner. We can do a presentation, document, or web page. I'm going to go with a presentation. And I'm going to do one that I've already done because of the shock value of it. I'm going to do Kakuli Cafe introduction course. I'm going to just put in, I'd like to create an introduction course for Kakuli Cafe. I'm going to give the audience welcoming employees to the cafe. And go. So it gives and now it says you can edit this outline. This is what I like the best about this app is it lets you edit the outline. So it's introduction to Kakuli Cafe, history, and vision. So these are very key things to have in your welcome course. It's already prompting you for the things that need to be in there. Menu offerings and specials, customer service standards, basic operating. I'm going to put, instead of customer service standards, I'm going to put, because I know specifically they call it the powwow customer service. And we'll see what that looks like. And so basic operating, we just select continue. And we're going to pick a theme here on the right-hand side. We will just pick this to make it. And then okay, so this is what wowed me is these are actual images that this app has pulled off the internet. That is the Kakuli Cafe. This is their story from dream to reality. This is how they tell their story because they are taking this content. This is yeah, it's just still blowing me away here. I don't know. How does everyone feel about this? This is all content from the internet. So it's very recent content and it is parsing it out into a really great customer service course. Now, when I show people this app, mostly they think sales for training for sales because sales has to be so current and relevant. People tend to go, I really want to use this for my sales team. So they have slide decks that they can use. And you can download this as a PowerPoint, just straight as a PowerPoint, and you can upload this right into Udoo. So you could have this built within, I think that was a 2-minute takeaway. You can actually go to each card and you can edit manually, or you can use AI again to edit your content. So this is a very powerful tool for storyboarding, for generating like ideas on where to start for your online course. And then we have ChatGPT, and I'll just go through the apps. I have them up here. And ChatGPT, the thing is a lot of people are insisting that it's elaborate prompts that you need. And you know what? Maria and I actually we love playing with AI tools. And it's funny, we were going through I showed her my orientation course prompt. And it was this very elaborate prompt and it prompted you with 9 questions and you had to answer these questions. And you for sure can have that prompt. However, what's happening with AI is it is just getting so intelligent that it's learning, right? It's a language learning model, so it is learning the last 6 months on how to create good content and how to write. And So now you don't really need those elaborate prompts. You can just tell it, what do you want? So I want, can you create, let's give it the same prompt, an introduction course for Kakuli Cafe for new employees. And I don't know how many things I spelt wrong, but we'll see how that goes. We'll get Kakuli right because that's important. Kakuli Cafe for new employees. And let's go for start with an outline. Now, for anyone who hasn't used ChatGPT, I wish I could see your face right now. I really enjoy that it says, "Sure, I can help with that." It's just, like, very pleasant. I also like to try to keep the kind of pleasant with the AI as well. I think it's just then it just you just continue that sort of those just being nice to AI, so you continue being nice to people. I think it's sort of the idea. But here you have, introduction, welcome message. You have the a really great outline for your course. And now from here, you could just, copy this and can you create script, video script for the introduction. And I'll give you the fade in, sort of the assets to put in there. And yeah, it pretty much just like with ChatGPT, it's similar to the Gamma, but it's a little less obvious because Gamma says like, "Do you want this?" And with ChatGPT, you can also tell it like, "Oh, I don't want this topic," or "I would like you to expand on this topic." And so now we have an intro script for our course. And we can now take this and with this, we can actually, I'm going to ask it, can you just give a script with no direction? I want to copy and paste the script into 11 Labs, which is the AI narration. Yeah. So now it just gives me the script. And so now I'll just take this first part if I can catch it with while it's writing. So now we have the content, we have like a nice video script to open our story, and now we can go into 11 Labs. The thing with 11 Labs is a lot of course content, you know, narration can be expensive and it can be out of the budget for some projects. So in that case, if you asked me a year ago, Jen, would you put in AI narration instead of just having no narration? I would say no. Keep no narration, and it's just a much cleaner experience, and the AI narration it'll just bother the student because you can just tell it's AI narration. I have changed my mind on that with 11 Labs. It does not sound there's 2 voices in particular, Bella, the female voice, and Josh, the male voice, that they sound like they're human, and it's kind of trippy, but also really great for people who want to put narration in their course and affordably. There's a few tips I put in here. You need to write out the numbers. So write out your numbers and, go heavy-handed with the punctuation because it really helps the narration sound a lot more natural. But if I just put that in there and select generate. Now, right now, I actually have the Kakuli Cafe. I made a clone voice for the woman who owns Kakuli Cafe, Sharon Bonhog, and we did a clone voice, but I'm gonna actually just go to Bella. And again, as you can see the voice settings, you can set the voice settings. These are just more stability, clarity. You can take a look, it'll give you information on that. But it also says multilingual and monolingual, so we'll put it back to English. And if you select generate, I'm not sure if I shared my yeah, can you hear that? No. Let's see if I can share my let's share screen, entire screen. Oh, I don't know how to share volume with this. Oh no. My apologies. It's free. 11 Labs is free to try. You get 10,000 characters. and you can just hear the 2 voices, Josh again for the male voice and Bella are the 2 best ones. And if you download this as an MP3, you can put that right into your Udoo course. So you can throw that right into your narration on the bottom here of the course. So we have our PowerPoint slide, we have our video script, and then also if you wanted to as well, you could do the video, you could make video. So we also have Pictory AI, which is script to video, article to video, and visuals to video. And you just literally just copy and paste again your script in there and proceed. Select a template. We're going to give an aspect ratio of 16:9. And it will take a whole bunch of B-roll and throw it into your course, and you can add your narration to this as well that you created in 11 Labs. So now you have like a really quick, fun video to throw into your course if you wanted to make your welcome screen a video. Well, that's not my favorite video. It's not as smart as the Gamma. It's not as smart as Gamma. It doesn't pull content from the internet. It just has a library of content to pull from. So it just pulls from whatever was in their library. But that's Pictory. There's also DID if you wanted to take a presenter and have like a talking head for your video, you can use DID, which is again, if you just create video. I think my free credits. I haven't actually used this. This is the thing with DID. I haven't used this successfully in any of my course development yet, but there is a really recent scientific article about just talking heads versus like AI avatars versus human, just using a human actor. And apparently both of them are the same for learning for the person who's taking the training to get the learning that they need. So they're equal. So that's a very big cost saving, especially considering you're getting the same outcome. Like you're getting the same the same learners. They're absorbing the same amount of information, whether or not it's a talking head or an AI avatar. So that's something to keep in mind if that's one of your formats that you like to use for training. And then there's also Descript. You can upload you can upload a video into your Descript, and it's free too. You only get it the quality of the video is a little bit lower. It's 720. So you don't get as good quality, but we have subscribed to this because has been really good for our Udoo software, and even when I'm doing videos for YouTube. The transcript was actually created when I uploaded the video. So I uploaded the video, transcript was written out, and now you could even subtitle this for your video. So you can subtitle it, you can change the background, your fill. It's also really great to record. So if you're recording software, if you're doing a huge recording, you just want to do a mass recording of like all of the use cases that you want to get out, you can just go and hit record, do like 2 hours, and then you just go through the script. The script shows up and you can just delete out the words, and it's super easy to edit. And then you can actually, if you get really fancy, you can make your own AI voice, and you could fill in areas. You can add your voice in if you've missed something, if you want to add something to what you said in the narration. Let's just go back to I put the prices here. They're all pretty much free. They're pretty much free to an extent. 11 Labs, Pictory, there's branding on it if you use it. So DID, as I said, the AI avatar human actor, learning engagement, knowledge acquisitions are the same. So that is really nice to know. Like it's the same experience. The Descript as well, it's free for 720 resolution. Also, all of this can be put into a Udoo course. Like you can upload these videos into Udoo, you can upload narration, you can upload your PowerPoints. So if you're looking to make a SCORM course, if you want to make it SCORM, you can throw this all in there. And we do have a promo code and it's free forever. This right here. So if you put free forever when you're signing up for Udoo, if you don't have an account or if you already have an account, you can put that in and it'll be there for you. And we are at 30 minutes here, but If you have any questions, we can probably handle about 5 minutes of questions. Hey, Maria, feel free to stay if
Yeah.
you'd like to stay.
Yeah. And I think you could probably send out a sample of a course that you have created using all those tools so they can get the whole finished product, but it would look like after.
Absolutely.
Perfect.
Absolutely.
Yes.
We will
We'll
for
follow up
sure.
with the email after within the next couple days, and it will contain the recording. We'll send out the slide deck and then also like a little preview so you can see what taking all those pieces and what it looks like for the finished product.
Awesome. It looks like I'm just looking at the comments now because I didn't get to look at them, but it looks like you gained some insight on some good AI tools. I feel like some people are going to walk away excited and making some really fast, quick, awesome content. So I that makes me super happy. Any pressing questions though, throw them in the chat. Oh, somebody applauses. Thank you. That's so nice. Also, I
ChatGPT is free. You can use the free version. And I like Jennifer has the upgraded version, but I use the free one for doing emails all the time. And like she was saying, you don't have to give as much prompts. Is one time I was trying to get an email and I had barely put one sentence down and then my keyboard was messing up. So I flipped it over to check the batteries and it hit send and it wrote me a better email than I could have done if I had given it all the prompts. I was like, well, I'm not going to use as much text anymore.
also there is so we also Udutya has been invited to DevLearn. So if anyone's going to DevLearn in October, we are going to do a presentation on AI as well there. And I imagine in 6 months it's going to be a lot different. We did one about 4 months ago, and it's just evolving. We didn't go into Midjourney. I do really like Midjourney. I still haven't found a really good reason, like a really good way to use it in course development though. Like I'm still struggling. So I need to look into that a bit more. I'm just struggling with the consistency of it. So prompting with Midjourney, it is a bit of you really gotta get good at it. But I do, oh man, I wish I could clone myself, literally 3 of me and go into it. But it looks like no questions or what's oh yeah, got Chris Obi with what's the major advantage? The advantage of ChatGPT Plus, you get to be loaded with Bing, and it is it's a smarter computer, I guess. It's a smarter AI. And so the responses in ChatGPT 4 are a little more friendly sounding, like they sound a bit more natural is what I find.
What I found this
And
morning, though, I went into ChatGPT, the free one, and now it's got the Bing edition, so it does all the searching of the web as well. Just came up today
hey,
because I used it
awesome.
yesterday, and it was
Okay, see,
different.
that's how fast it is. The landscape is changing. How does Udoo compare to Moodle? I don't use Moodle. I've never used Moodle, but Maria, maybe you could talk on that.
Yeah, so so the authoring tool itself, I think there's a lot more functionality in our authoring tool than the one that comes in Moodle. And as far as for a learning management system, ours is easier to use. It's quicker to set up. So even though Moodle is free and open source, essentially you need a Moodle expert to get it launched successfully. It's not as easy as you think it could be, whereas ours is we kind of our LMS is directed to be like quick setup, turnkey. So literally, if you had a course, you could have it out in within a day. Whereas there's a lot more configuration that has to happen in Moodle. But with that being said, any course that's developed in our authoring tool can be run through Moodle if you had one set up. But typically, what we've found is some of the clients who have gone to Moodle end up spending more money because they have to pay an actual programmer or expert to come and configure it for them. So it's not as free as it looks on the surface.
You do have a pretty dedicated team to support you with Udoo too. That's what we hear from our clients. They're pretty happy with when they're creating content and trying to deliver training. The free forever code, I just wanted to quickly say, is for the Udoo authoring tool, for the creation tool. I like how you call it a creation tool. We call it officially an authoring tool, but the LMS is actually soon to be. There's right now you can do 5 users for free in the LMS, the Udoo LMS. So you could, if you're putting together a portfolio, or if you want to just see how it runs in your organization, you can get a whole concept going and test run it. We even, if you're really interested, we also have courses that you can throw in there. You can and you do to LMS, you can throw any SCORM course in there. So you can throw any SCORM course in there and you can see how it operates. So
Yeah.
yeah, all
So
of
we
it is It starts opening up to subscription when you get more than 5 people right now.
But we are going to enhance that and make it free for up to 25. So we have some new features we're launching as well. So there will be some new updates. We'll probably hold a webinar about that. Jennifer, probably our next one, probably mid
Yeah,
July. We'll have one on the LMS and a little more of the new scheduling aspects that we have added to it.
I see a peace sign, that's great. I didn't know you could do that. I'm enjoying that. I also just wanna stop sharing because I feel like that is probably good. Yeah, I think yeah, I add storyline items into my LMS courses. Yeah, that's totally perfect, Monique. Yeah, I mean, it's really great to be able to share this. For me, it's really helpful because I like to see other people just make great training and have fun making training. And for me, what it was ChatGPT. I was no that was my weakness, was writing. I was not very good at clearly writing. So it took me a lot of effort in my course development to do that part. And all my favorite parts, which were like creating video and creating infographics, all of those like are what I wanted to spend time doing to tell the information and even just to make creative, like make it fun and funny and creative. Like those pieces I really wanted to do, but I would really just get stuck on the technical writing of it. And with ChatGPT, that just completely turned me around. And I just have so much fun every day creating just more fun learning experiences. And it's just more like, yeah, it's just you just get more time. You get more time for the fun stuff you want to do. I really, really if there's one tool you use, ChatGPT is the one. And we will also have prompts. There's scenario prompts for that. There's a lot of different prompts for being able to create really, really detailed scenarios of that branch. And then also, like I was saying before, ChatGPT is getting really smart. You just really just need to tell it what you want and collaborate with it, and you will find you'll do just great. You'll get great content.
Also, you can use it to write any email you want. If you want to sound way more intelligent and polished, just take your random
Yeah,
and it will make it coherent.
for sure. The free forever capital. I don't know if it matters the capital letters. Just free forever. What is the code? Oh, yeah, and I struggle with coming up with quiz questions. I need an app for that. Gina, ChatGPT will help you with that. The other thing you want to there is a way so that it doesn't use your information. That's the other thing with the ChatGPT 4. If you have a subscription, you can turn off. You can keep it so that all your content is just shared with yourself, and it's not used to teach the language learning model, so you can turn that off as well. And, so that keeps your content safe and secure. You can throw in multiple choice for multiple choice questions. There's even to a point where, like, it's getting really good. There's someone in the chat wrote that they were creating avatars in DID and, like, almost creating a game with it. And there is some really excellent YouTube videos on somebody doing that as well, with creating a scenario based they give each character a little bit of information, and so instead of having, like, a scenario where, like, "Would you choose option A or B?" You have a scenario where you're asking them, like, literally into a microphone, like, "Okay, so what did you see at the accident?" And then that avatar can only give you the information it has, and so you have to piece together the puzzle in a very dynamic, very scenario actual feeling, way. And I would that is what my goal is for October, is to have something that's like that kind of experience, where you're actually learning through a real scenario. But yeah, I think we're probably good. It's 10:41. If you need anything at all, info at you do too. We would be very happy to help. There is also LinkedIn. We're doing some really fun carousels on AI and on just like questions to ask yourself when you're building content. So LinkedIn, follow us on LinkedIn. YouTube, there's a really cool DID example that I threw up there on YouTube. I was very, very proud of myself. I think 12,000 people have seen it. It's very, very fun. DID, people kind of shy away from it because like, oh, it's just like it's avatar and it looks really like clunky. Throw in your voice into the character and it literally changes the game. It's like, wow, like it just looks so like it looks like a game because now you're using your own narration voice, your own voice. a real human voice even. And it just with that DID character, it looks just so good. And I made and it shows you mid-journey prompts too. So there's a bunch of YouTube videos of me going through mid-journey, prompting in mid-journey, creating in DID. There's a bunch of AI tools. There's a whole playlist on AI tools in there. And then Facebook. Facebook, we're just as present there as well, mostly on LinkedIn and YouTube, but Facebook, we do have a presence there as well. We're just we the same things we share on LinkedIn, but yeah, if you use Facebook, you can catch us there too. So, any chance you can send examples to hear it? What? That was so anticlimactic. My apologies. Yes, for sure. I'll send you a sample. I asked Kakuli Cafe if I could send their course, and they were very happy to share that. So and to show their course. So we will show you the Kakuli Cafe what ended up transpiring for their orientation course for their very first welcome course. And I think
I think we're good.
cool. All right, Monique. Yeah, I hope to see you there for branching scenarios for sure. Sweet. Okay. Have a great day and thanks again.